Welcome to your Wednesday webinar with MBAC. My name is Janine Hooks, and I'm a business counselor at the Minority Business Assistance Center. Happy to be here with you all today. It might be a little wet outside, but today, while we're sheltering in place and trying to got lots of good information, we have the blessing of Mr. Chester Robinson that's going to bring to us today some information about, are you getting the right software for your business? As entrepreneurs, we're all out here doing it for ourselves. And MBAC has been known to bring you information that helps you excel in making sure that your business is not only surviving, but thriving during these trying times that we find ourselves in. Let me, without further ado, introduce Mr. Robinson. He has been not only a participant in the MBAC programs, a beneficiary of many of the things that are happening at Urban League and at MBAC, and now we're welcoming to present him to our presenter ranks. He is a native of Columbus and a graduate of Columbus State and Franklin University. He also has a master's degree in information systems from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Chester's professional experience includes more than 30 years as a technology professional. He has worked in the banking industry, state government, and for a Fortune 100 company. He is an adjunct instructor at Columbus State and Franklin University and loves educating and giving back to the community. We have a no better expert in the world of technology, information systems, and now software than Chester Robinson. So we are delighted to bring him to you, and I hope that you're taking great notes and will use him as a resource going forward. Chester, I'm going to turn it over to you and fade to the back.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, my name is Chester Robinson. Let me get things started with our presentation today. All right, hopefully everyone can see my screen. All right. And we'll go ahead and start to move forward. So just a little bit about my company. We're a small technology company. We help with basically small to mid-sized companies that need IT assistance, mostly in the website design, e-commerce type realm. We do put together a lot of packages for our clients, and also give them some advice on some of their business needs and so forth. So this is just a little bit of my background here. Don't have to go through all of that, but this will give you some of my qualifications and so forth. Again, just about our company, just a small premier IT company that helps you consult with your business to help you get some things going in your company setups from IT perspective, web design, anything that potentially deals with IT. We try to do that. Also, we do a little bit of consulting with getting yourself updated with Google and Bing searches and other search engines that are out there that maybe you want to utilize to get your organization more exposure. So today we're going to talk about software for your business. Now, a lot of things do occur when you're starting up your business. There's a lot of other legal things you need to do, get your company registered with the state agencies, get legal help with a lot of contracts, things of that nature. But a lot of things fall behind the scenes that doesn't come to until later on. So, and what we're going to talk about today is actually looking at business software. What do you need to get your business started? So I'm going to cover a few topics as we go through here. I'm going to actually introduce you guys to some new software if you haven't heard of it, and then actually do some comparisons and so forth back and forth. So if you do have any questions, please post those in the chat and I'll try to answer those accordingly throughout. I would like this to be a little interactive, so please feel free to post comments and then we'll be able to answer those. So the first thing is looking for Office products itself. Now, we're all familiar or heard of Microsoft Office, Google suites, and things of that nature, but we also want to take a look at open source Office software as well. Now, Some of you may have heard of open source, and you may be saying, okay, is this software compliant or easy to use and so forth? And yes, it is pretty much. Look for open source software that will be compatible with the Microsoft Office type um, applications. And the reason why I'm saying that is because 90% of all your other um, customers or consumers that you may be talking with are going to have probably a Microsoft product that they're using, such as Word, Excel, and so forth. And if you're using these other tools, you need to just make sure that you save that information in that particular format. Now, with open source, these tools are usually free. Some of them are free, but they may have some type of adware or something in there that does um, promote some other advertisement and so forth. You try to stay away from them. Let's go down through those lists that I said that I have in a few minutes. So again, Microsoft has an Office tool. We're all familiar with that. And then also Google has an Office tool that we're familiar, but it's a web-based type tool. And then when you're also looking at software, Office software, not only just particular to Microsoft or anything like that, but we're also looking at other brands that and other tools that you may need down the road. And that may be accounting software and so forth. And we'll touch a little bit on that in the seminar. Okay. Are there any questions so far from any of the participants? All right. So there's some selections of combination of commercial and also open source software. So Apache Open Source Office is a Office type product similar to Microsoft. So everything I'm talking about is going to be similar to Microsoft. They're going to offer those same type of tools and setups that you will need to get into running your business and able to do communications and so forth with your company. And then there's LibreOffice. That is also another suite of products. There is also, some of you may have heard of IBM, and they have a suite which is open source, which is Symphony. Um, that's been around for a little bit. It has been transformed from their other Office products that they used to have for business. Now they incorporate that as a free open source product for individuals to use for their business needs as well. And then we're all familiar with Google, and then also Google G Suites and Microsoft Office 365. So these are going to be some of the softwares that are prominently out there for you to use and be able to communicate with your constituents that may be clients or vendors that you may want to do information and so forth back and forth. Okay. So we're going to kind of go through the Office software here. So for Microsoft Office 365, a lot of companies or individuals who are entrepreneurs are trying to get started. What's the best way to try to look at getting Office product tools into your environment? And one of the ways is that from a personal perspective, if you have a Outlook account, a Hotmail account, or something like that, you are already have access to some of those products. It's web-based, but it's free to you for you to use. You even have other options such as their OneDrive and things of that nature. But from a business perspective, Microsoft does offer a business side for you to use with Office 365. And that product is also has a cost to it. So you're looking at free from a personal perspective, using it for personal use, and then from the business perspective, you're going to be paying some type of subscription fee for that. Usually for a subscription fee for you to download that product and have access to it from a web-based and a desktop version, I believe it's your subscription is $99 for 1 year. That's the product offering that they have. Now, if you're truly focusing on your business bringing that and your emails and everything else, conferencing and so forth. Microsoft offers a tier of business packages for you to do that, and they range from like a monthly charge of $5 a month for so many IDs to up to $22 or $25 a month for a more premier high-end package. And then there's an enterprise edition, which we're not going to really talk about, but it is there. Just wanted to let you know that that is there for them. Another popular one that's starting to come out now is Zoho. You may start seeing advertisements for this product. It is a workspace. It's a cloud-based system. That means you will have to log into it to be able to have access to any of those tools that they have. Very in-depth. There is a free version for business. But if you want more robust features and so forth, then there's a paid subscription, and it varies starting from $1 all the way up to, I believe, $5 and so. So these are the other options that you can, cloud providers of office software that you can use as well. Another one that is open source is Apache Open Office. You can download this for free. um, One of the things that I recommend with this is go to, when you're downloading any of these open source or free office software, please go to the source or the organization that actually creates that. Don't, if it varies from a site to site, some sites are helpful and they're part of that organization, and other sites may not be. So please be careful when you're downloading any of these open source software. Make sure it's coming from that organization's um, authentic work site or download site, as that is. So Apache Office is one, open source, it's free. It has the same type of products that Microsoft Office offers: word processing, Excel spreadsheet, um, presentation software, uh, and possibly maybe a database set up so you could actually store your contact information and so forth. So that is a product as well. LibreOffice, as I just explained. I may have a quick demo of that product for you. Make sure that all of these open source products are Office products are going to be compatible if you're using Windows operating systems. The majority of them are. But if you are using or picking an Office product and it runs on a Linux platform and you're not familiar with that, that may not be an option that you want to use. So you may want to think about that software and trying to install that piece of software, because it may not be based on your operating system. Okay. WP Office is also free, and as I noted here, it supports Microsoft files. But in this one, it contains some ads. That's how they're paying for it, to keep it being free. But if that's not the case and you don't want to see ads pop up in your products while you're doing your work, you may want to disregard this one. But this is just another example of those type of products that are out there. Again, IBM Lotus Notes Symphony, open source. Um, it maintains Microsoft formatting, so you can communicate with other folks who have that Microsoft product. So if you're um, doing Word documents or something like that, that there are compatible between that product and the next product. And then rounding this out is Google Docs. From the professional side, um, you're looking more at Google G Suite products, which offers a robust system that allows you to coordinate your emails, administer your users, also compatible software formats with Microsoft. Things are a little bit different in that realm, that they do not have a downloadable piece of software. You have to utilize all of this through the cloud services as well. Now, from the business perspective, they're on the same tier as Microsoft, where they offer a inexpensive tier so many dollars a month, starting maybe around about $10 a month, and then all the way up to possibly $20 a month on certain plans that they may have, which then goes into an enterprise version as well. So these are some of the things that that you need to start looking at, and how you want to focus on how your business is going to function with certain office products. So we're looking at some expenditures here, and we're also looking at software that basically costs you no money. So this is something that you really need to start looking at, and really hopefully get a good understanding on where things are going to be for your organization and how you're going to utilize this. Some of these can be networked together. If you're going to have more than one employee that provide them software as well that you don't have to get licenses for. The open source software works better for that. Usually, if you've got a Microsoft or basically a Microsoft license for your business, then they're charging you a license for each user through that product. Are there any questions so far? I don't see anything coming up in the um, chat session. Excuse me. All right. Let's go ahead and press on. So, understanding the tools that you're going to be utilizing for your business. One of the things, and this is my circle of life, I would say, on how things are going to work. So, you're always going to make sure that you're looking for software that is very flexible to your organization. This is some things that you may need to set up if you're going to have multiple, employees and so forth. How easy is it for them to use? How easy for you to communicate back and forth using this particular software? You're familiar with Microsoft, so things are going to be a little bit more to a better norm, I would say, with how you're going to communicate back and forth with external parties and internal parties within your organization. How is it integrated with the OS system? What platform does any of these tools that I just mentioned, Office products, how does it integrate with your PC? Now, the majority of us is going to have a Windows type environment. So most of the software is 100% compatible with Windows operating systems. So you don't have to really do any type of configurations or anything of that nature. You just need to make sure you install that. Again, circling all around, format support. How does this software, Office software, work with other software or play nicely with other software? Again, look for software that's going to it has Microsoft compatibility formats, so you can allow your documents to be able to be open in other, especially Microsoft environment. The other thing is when you're looking at these formats and you're saving it internally, it may use its own internal format, which is fine to use if you're just passing documents and spreadsheets and so forth back and forth with internally to your business. That's fine. But if you're going to be transporting these documents or sending these documents out, make sure you convert them to at least a Microsoft standard format so you can actually get things done. Free services versus paid services. Free is always good. There's no cost for that. Paid services, you get a little additional more support, such as with Microsoft, you will get a support line that if you're having problems with your software or anything like that, they're able to provide you, assistance in debugging or getting those issues resolved. Remember, when you're paying for something, usually you're going to have better support because of paying for those products. Now, the free products are going to have help areas, but they're going to be communities. So you're going to be using a lot of posting to their community chats. They're friendly people out there that will help you get things done. But there may be a delay or time delay on getting a response back. Usually, if it's a paid service, you probably get a response back within 24 hours or less, depending on how severe the issue is on trying to get something resolved, especially if it's between software installs or your product just stopped working in general. And then again, wrapping this back around is the ease of use of products. So when you're looking at evaluating some of these products, just make sure it's when you're looking at it, really think about not just only you using this product, but your potential associates is using this product as well. Is it going to be difficult for them to utilize or use if they're familiar with another package? So that is one of the things that you just need to make sure when you're looking through understanding the software product itself. Um, if it needs a lot of configuration, does it need a lot of hand holding to get things the way you need it? Or if it's just right out of the box, it's very usable. Those are the things that you really need to start looking at when you're putting this package or getting these packages for your business. Okay. All right. So we'll move on. Other softwares and tools. So this is what you would need for your business. Accounting software and tax software. I'm going to recommend using commercial. There are some open source software out there that is free that you can use, but I find those very complex to use. There's not a lot of training manuals on it. They're making some assumptions that you may already know accounting or may already know how to do taxes, and sometimes that's not the case. So if you're not very proficient in these areas right at this moment in time, I recommend getting a commercial software or seeking a professional to help you out with your accounting and taxes needs. Another essential thing that you will need for a business environment is antivirus software. This is very important. We're all communicating, we're hooked together, we're sending documents, and so forth. And if we get a document, say our client sends us a document and it's a Word document and it gets infected with a virus on their end and they send it to you, and you're going to open it up on your system. Number one, please make sure that you have antivirus software installed. Windows comes with a basic antivirus software called Defender. Please make sure that is turned on. It does help. It has improved dramatically since they have started this product. Also, other commercial products, Norton 365, there's tons of other good antivirus softwares that are out there. But please make sure that, and I can't stress this enough as an IT professional, I just can't stress this enough. Please make sure you have antivirus software on your system. Some protection is better than no protection. As we're familiar with organizations getting malware, ransomware, different types of things coming through our email that says click on this and so forth. And, accidentally, sometimes we fall for that and accidentally click on some things. We need to make sure that this antivirus software is installed day one, the day you get your computer, that this software is installed. This protects your business. This protects your personal information as well. And those are the things that this is a must-have tool. I can't stress this enough because I've worked on several machines in the past and where people have basically lost all their information or lost all their data based upon this malware, ransomware, and so forth. So antivirus software is important. Another tool that you may seriously think about, and that is using cloud storage for backup. Now, this is backing up any of your content, your data, and pretty much it'll back it up forever because as long as you have that account. But this information, backing up your information is going to be crucial. Okay. I'm going to tell you a brief story. And it's about when I started my business and so forth. And luckily, I didn't have a lot of information, but I did have some personal information on my machine at the time. And all of a sudden, my hard drive just crashed, and I felt lost. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I have all my information on here. I need this information. What can I do to do to get this done?" Now, at the moment in time when I was doing this, there was really a lot of cloud-based systems out there during that time, but now there's tons of services that are available to you. So I needed that information and I needed it quick, right? So what can I do to recover this information? Now I had to actually go to a service that actually takes the hard drive apart, pulls all that information off of that dead hard drive, and then they basically give it back to me on a portable drive with all my information, if they can recover every bit of it. Those types of services are very, very expensive. They start from $1,200 on up. So if you lose your data on your hard drive, and it's critical to your business, you may have to fork out some of that money to recover that information. Now, with that said, let's talk about cloud storage. Now, cloud storage is available to you with most of your Office products. So Google has Google Drive. You can back your information up there based upon what type of backup process you want to use. Um, OneDrive from Microsoft, that is also with your package. You can utilize that based upon the space that they allow you to have. Usually it's 5 gigs, or it could be a little bit more. Um, you can check those out when you're looking for those types of services and see what they offer. One of the things that you may have to do with cloud backup services, you sometimes, if it's not incorporated in your subscription, you may need to go ahead and pay for maybe a subscription to a offline storage where you can back things up. It's very minimal. Sometimes it's less than $5 to $10 a month, but they give you a lot of storage where you can back your data up and successfully recover it. Another thing is business emails, and I bring this up for one reason. A lot of us are clients who uh, we use a lot of things about um, the our emails, our personal emails to do our business. So one of the things I think that is important as well is getting a true business email account that reflects your domain and so forth. So that is one of the things that I think you really need to look at to get things looking professional from that standpoint. And that's kind of a one-off for that. And the other tool is remote software tools. This is to allow you to get access to your business computer if you need to get information or be able to send information to you at a remote location. So remote software is going to be very important in that as well. And then again, this is just another tool, is an all-in-one printer to make sure you can scan, get images, do all of the things that you need to do to run your business. So with that, that kind of wraps up, the other software things that you will need to get done to get your business up and running. Are there any questions or any concerns with
Hey,
any of
Chester,
these?
it's Janine. I
Mhm,
don't see any activity in the chat or the Q&A, but I do want to talk, since people are being shy,
mhm,
across the spectrum of entrepreneur experience in starting, maintaining, and running a business, right? So
mhm.
many times entrepreneurs have to make that tough choice between what's nice to have and what I need to have. Can you speak to what you would say for a starting entrepreneur, what they absolutely must be looking at in terms of software?
What they must have, and I stated this earlier, is antivirus software for their system. That is
Okay.
a must-have. That's something that you need to have right off the bat. The other thing that is secondary to that would be an office product. Okay, some product that will allow you to do your job, to do the work that is necessary, to create presentations, to manage the numbers that are coming into your organizations. You know, you may need some type of spreadsheet or something like that, and then also a word processing package. Now, the database, you may need that because if you're going to store information, um, such as client information, consumer information, or something like that, and you create your own database to do that on tracking, that is something that you may need as well. So
Okay.
those are the primary things that I think that is a necessary must-have for software for you to get your business up and running.
Okay, great. Now let's say on that spectrum of experience, I started with nothing, and thankfully, through grit and determination, my business is now really taking off. And I don't know anything about technology software. Where would you recommend someone would go to try and get some of that? I don't know, an assessment on the systems and software that I'm using, is it efficient enough and it will help my business scale and grow in the right direction?
And usually I will recommend, you know, there are tons of YouTube channels that are out there of that may be a focus on a particular business piece of software that you may need. um, Please take those you know, those videos as information only. Don't take them as gospel of what, because they could be selling a product or anything like that. But you just want to make sure that you know, if it sounds um, correct enough for you, that's the term I would use. Um, that, you know, the information that says this product works a certain way or so forth. Because usually within the if you do a video or something like that, you can actually see it working and see any types of issues you may have with it from that perspective. So usually doing some video research on it will help, and then also go straight to the manufacturer of the product as well. They may have training videos or anything um, available to you, so you can, you know, get a better grasp on their tools.
Okay. And then let's talk about perhaps the seasoned and experienced business owner, and they're really zeroing in on their data. They're looking across their kind of business dashboard, if you will. Um, what type of, I don't know, internal questions should they be asking in terms of what areas of my company can be lifted by software improvement? Does that make sense?
Yes, and one of the things that I think that helps that out for software and understanding how your business is thriving or what you need to do to improve more exposure is basically understanding data analytics. There are a lot of services out there, and you can also do this yourself. Google provides a free data analytics tool, especially if you're using a website to drive out that type of information. You can actually put analytic uh, cookies, I would say, inside your tool, and it will be able to track, or your website, and be able to track, you know, the type of people that are coming to your site. So those are going to be the kind of the best dashboards, and usually these dashboards through Google are free. So you should be able to see what type of traffic is actually happening through your website. That's one. The other one would be more of using other tools such as Constant Contact or any kind of communication and collaboration tool to send out to your potential clients to get those types of hits. They do have a dashboard to say, okay, so many of your folks have received this information. Has any of them replied back or clicked on any links to do any more investigation on this? So those are the things that I think that really helps a little bit more seasoned entrepreneur understand what's their need or what they need to use to hit the market to bring in to drive in more profits or customers to this to their site.
Awesome. I love the answer there. You touched on a couple of things that are really key for me, the analytics piece.
Mhm.
And if you don't know really how to read that information, I'm sure that you can always reach out to someone in the community or even to MBAC to help you convert that analysis and that raw data into information in terms
Yes.
of guiding your business on what you should do next.
Yes.
Um, and then the other piece for me that's big is integration, right? We
Mhm.
get all fired up and we're ready to go out and get some new software that's going to give us better information, faster access to our client base. But we need to make sure that that's going to be integrated and work well or play well with the other pieces that we have there. How would a business owner go about making sure that any new pieces will work with existing software or cloud storage systems that they might have?
Um, Again, that comes to back down to the entrepreneur itself, the doing some research and actually understanding the products that they're using currently, and then what will integrate with with their products. This is a common issue, not only with entrepreneurs and doing this. This is actually what big businesses go through as well. They have large organizations have multitudes of different systems that they have that they need to make sure that information can be tightly integrated with other pieces of software. Um, this is an ongoing issue, but we have to do research to make sure that those products are going to be able to be utilized in our in our work environment for our company. So this is not a simple question and answer component, because one of the things you have to do is understand what your need is with integrating that software into your current platform. That's one of the things that really um, is it's more of doing your research, trial and error, making sure you got the right product, understanding if that product really truly integrates with the product. Sometimes you just have two standalone products. They may have similar features, but one has a better feature in handling some analytics a little bit better or something of that nature. That's a tough question, but from our perspective and from what I've seen in the past, sometimes tools just do not integrate, even though it's a good tool that you need to use. So it's just based upon what is available and how that tool can integrate with that product. I may have kind of answered that a roundabout way, but it's one of those things that you just have to kind of do a little trial and error on until you get the right product to work.
I hear you. And I respect the fact that you're saying, to all of us in the entrepreneur world that, this is worth doing your research on, and really understanding what drives your business, what meets your customers' needs, and what helps keep that information in front of you in a real time way so that you can be as profitable and as successful as you possibly can be. And look,
Yeah,
guys, there's no shortcuts, right?
yeah, that is correct. No shortcuts.
Awesome. Well, those were a few questions that were on my mind as I was listening to you go through the presentation, which has been rich in information. So I'll let you continue on, and I'm sure I'll have a few more.
Yeah, we'll. It's getting close to our time to wrap up here, so I'll quickly get through these. So the next thing is, yeah, information is key. So my company and a lot of other companies that are out there will try to place the power in your hands. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have that capability to just um, see your future and be able to change it with the tools that you're using, um, upgrading the tools that you need, finding a better way to um, just get the whole dynamics of your organization put together. So if you're ready to start expanding and hiring people, you'll have the software integration component. You'll have the equipment that's necessary for you to do that and be able to thrive as a business. One of the other things, just in summary, and I've always used these three um, bullet points, is that you always need to understand that there's going to be challenges with technology. Understanding what you need, how you need to implement it, and how to get this work. This is going to be, this is almost like a personal challenge to you. So you need to just try to understand what's the capabilities that this technology brings to my organization, for me personally and for me as a company. The other thing is setting realistic expectations. Now, uh, some of this software is going to be very easy to install, and some of this is going to be, you're going to have to master it and try to make sure that you can achieve something, but none of this is going to happen overnight. So again, just make sure that you understand the package that you're going to be installing onto your system via either it's say accounting software, tax software, office software. All of this stuff is going to have a lot of information that's thrown at you. You just need to take your time, go through this, be able to master that, and then this will help you thrive, help your business thrive, because you're going to have the tools and things that are necessary for you to get your business up and running and continue to move forward. And then keeping your eye on your goal. So means having a true partnership. When I say true partnership, this is also a partnership with the vendors that are supplying you the software. Understanding how they handle trouble tickets, understanding how they will help you um, resolve issues with your software. Another thing is that you may want to partner with a professional company to kind of help you with that. If your business is moving forward and you're getting a lot of traction, you may want to hire an IT company, create a true partnership with them so they can come in and help you with your software needs, any of your other needs that you may have, such as networking or things like that. You may want to reach out and create a partnership with them. That is a true goal set for just make sure that you're maintaining your company and making sure it functions the way you like it to function. Okay. And then the next thing is just information about how to get in contact with me if you choose to. Um, there's my email address, my customer service address, and then our location. We're located in Columbus. If you're familiar with the Easton area, my offices are there. And to wrap this up, are there any other questions?
I don't see anything in the chat or the Q&A. I just want to say that for all our entrepreneurs that are viewing now or will review this later, is don't let technology scare you from moving forward or even getting started. Tons of resources out here that can help you achieve the goal that you want. And don't be afraid of the mistakes. Hey, we all make them and we all learn from them. And sometimes that's the best teacher that we can get, is that mistake and then that learning curve that we have to go through after that. Chester, I thank you so very much for your time, for the quality of information that you brought to us, and really kind of elevating our game on at least being aware of some of the big questions we should be asking around software and how to improve that to drive our business forward.
Great. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending. Be sure to look out for our We Care blog that we publish every Tuesday afternoon. And again, my name is Janine Hooks, and it's been a pleasure to be your hostess this afternoon. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye-bye.